Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nurholis. I'm a student from the English Educational Study Program at STKIP Tansa Mashiro. Today, I will present the result of my observation about learning videos final exam in the introduction to TESOL of methodology course, and I as an observer will present the result of observation from Studi learning video as a teacher in class. Okay, background information, teacher names, Siti Komalasari, course name, greetings and response, level grade, junior, level grade, junior high school, number of students, and description of students. There are 20 female students, age ranging from 12, 13 years old, junior high school, 7th grade, and the English language level is elementary. Objective through learning activities, greeting and response. A student can use the social function of spoken and written text for greetings and response. Students are able to capture meaning contextually relating to social function, spoken and written text for greetings and response. Students will be able to role play and start having greeting and response text and conversation with their peers. Skill focus or grammar structure, writing and speaking, because student focus skill writing and speaking. Okay, the next lesson. Time 5. Warm up. The teacher opens the class by greeting students, then asking how they are doing, then checking students' attendance by reading the alphabet together, asking and mention today's learning topic. The 5:10 presentation. Teachers are explaining the subject matter, and then the teacher writes several examples of greetings and their response on the blackboard, and also the teacher shows several examples of video instruction of greeting and their response on the laptop to students, and gives a little explanation for each example. Uh, Next, 5:10, practice indexation in the guidance and direction of the teacher. The teacher asks students about the difference, which include greeting, expression, and which are response in English in the example sentence written on the blackboard. Then students record the conversation and practice at the front of the class. Next, time 5, evaluation or assessment. At the end of the lesson, the teacher asks the student understanding of the material. The teacher asks the students to record the comprehension on the blackboard. Then the teacher checks and surrounds students who are taking notes and asks students to practice their writing in pairs. And the teacher evaluates the little practice, and the teacher closes the class. Reflection. Did the teacher use communicative language teaching? What action or activities did you observe to support your answer? And by reflection, the teacher does not use communicative language because during learning from the beginning to the end, there are students who ask the question and when asked only when instructed by the teacher. Next, how much were the students involved in engaged with the lesson? I think all students are involved following the teacher instruction, but I only support students who were active from the beginning to the end of the lesson, asking questions and practicing beforehand. What did you notice about teacher talk time, the students talk time? In my opinion, there are quite a lot of speaking activities in the class, but it feels boring because the way the teacher conveys the material is not enjoyable, and the teacher only writes down a few examples of greetings and response. Meanwhile, students do not tell much, but students also participate in class. Students only follow the teacher's direction. What was the warm up of the lesson? The teacher warmed up by asking students to read the alphabet together. Uh, After the teacher greets and checks attendance before starting the lesson. How was the new material presented? The teacher gives quite good material, and the way the material is delivered is good. Activities that occur during learning. Also, the teacher gives several examples, difference in greeting and response, and students record practice directly as assessment material while students are writing. The teacher also yes run checking students. However, the teacher is less adaptable to students because of this lack of character, too serious and not cheerful. So students feel tense. When asked by the teacher, they still look confused, and the material present was not enjoyed by students. How did the learners practice the new material? The students only read together as instructed by the teacher, and students write examples on the blackboard provided by the teacher. Then students practice rightly in front of the class in pairs. Was there an evaluation? Yes, the teacher gives an evaluation regarding the material being studied before closing the class. And last, in this space, write any comments you have about the lesson you observed. Um, yeah, my conclusion from this class is that students in this class are less active in asking questions. Only the teacher is active in speaking. For me, this class feels boring because the teacher is too serious and doesn't enjoy teaching. But at the time of greeting until the learner takes place, there is interaction between the teacher and students. The teacher explains one by one example of greeting conversation and their response. The teacher invites students to read the greeting simultaneously and ask the difference between what the greeting looks like and what the response like. Evaluation also exists as a learning process. And finally, for me, it would be nice if the way the teacher compares to students will be able to enjoy it more and be little cheerful so that learning doesn't feel boring and students can enjoy learning. It doesn't need a lot of material delivered. And the most important thing is how students the next pair observation report. The teacher focuses on speaking and writing skills, but the teacher does not use communicative language because during learning from start to finish, there are no students who ask questions, and when asked, only when instructed by the teacher. There was only little student activity. As so that there were 4 students who were active from the beginning to the end of the lesson, who asked questions and practiced in front of the class. Then there were quite a lot of speaking activities in this class. While students don't talk much, students also participate in class. So the nature of students is just to follow the teacher direction without being asked anything by student. At the beginning of the lesson, the teacher warms up by asking students to read the alphabet together. After the teacher greets and checks attendance before starting the lesson, the teacher gives the material quite well, and the way the material is delivered is also good. Activities that occur during learning also the teacher gives several examples different in greetings and response, and students record and practice directly as assessment material. While students are writing, the teacher also just run checking students. However, teachers are adaptable to students because they are too serious and not cheerful, so students feel tense. When asked by the teacher, they still look confused and students did not enjoy the material present. Students only read the sentence on the blackboard together according to the teacher's orders. See example of video greeting on the laptop, and students write down the example on the blackboard provided by the teacher. Then students practice writing in front of the class in pairs. The teacher also provides an evaluation regarding the material being studied before closing the class. Okay, the last, this is my feedback. First, I appreciate the effort made during the process of making learning videos. I also salute the mentality of the teacher Siti Malasari, who dares to teach even though it's difficult. Question: can the teacher impede her students to feel less nervous when learning language? Language. I hope the teacher can enjoy teaching more and make the student enjoy it too. Invite the students to be a little cheerful so that the students feel fun and don't feel tense. When the teachers delivers lesson, the teachers must be able to understand how to make the material understandable by students, and also students have an active desire to ask question. Is good if students participate in learning, such as reading example sentence together on the blackboard and writing a sample sentence. Maybe that's all my observation about Siti Komalasari learning videos. Before closing, I would like to say sorry to Siti Komalasari, and I would like to thank you. Okay, I will close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.